And before we start today's webinar, all the participants are requested to turn off their audio and video to avoid disturbances. Good afternoon, one and all present here. With the blessing of Ma Charchika, we are going to start today's webinar. On behalf of Banki Autonomous College in general and Department of Education in particular, I, Dr. Captain Sandhyarani Mohanty, welcome you all to the today's webinar on National Education Policy in the context of 21st century. I request Revered Madam Ms. Kalavati Satpathy, Head of the Department of Education, to deliver our welcome address and throw light on the theme of the webinar. Please, ma'am, have your forum, please.
Thank you, Sandhya. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this special event. This is a must webinar dedicated to all stakeholders of education. Today's webinar is very special for us because it is our first attempt to conduct such intellectual activity on the burning topic entitled National Policy of Education in the Context of 21st Century. At the outset, I welcome our today's research person, who is a gem of education of Odisha as well as national scenario. He is familiar to us because he served 30 years in Banki Autonomous College, Banki. He is a visionary leader in the ambit of education. Above all, he is a man of love and affection. I am fortunate to have him as my colleague, guide, and teacher. Today, he will address us on the chosen topic, its importance and its consequences. Sir, your deliberation will inspire and motivate us in our endeavor. Again, I am very much happy to introduce as well as welcome our principal sir to this webinar. Sir, your continuous motivation, support and guidance boost me to organize the present event is beyond my expression. Sir, your effort and support make this program feasible. Theme of the webinar, the National Age Policy 2020, which was approved by Union Cabinet of India on 29th July 2020, outlines the vision of India's new education system. The new policy replaces the previous National Policy on Education 1986. New Education Policy 2021, which aims at universalization of education from preschool to secondary level. In this policy, the government announced that students will not be forced to study any particular language. Also, the 10 plus 2 structure will be replaced with 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model 1st February 2021. At last, I can conclude the present webinar is based on the theme that is most promising, progressive and a forward-looking vision of achieving global standard of education for new age India. Once again, I welcome the research person, Principal Sir, and my colleagues and all participants to this event. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me opportunity to introduce our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Niranjan Sia, inaugurator of the today's webinar. Dr. Niranjan Sia, born in the year 1961, he joined in the teaching profession after his post-graduation. After contributing substantial period to the education sector, he occupied the coveted position of an administration in the present college. As an acclaimed author, he has written 4 books, 1 policy document, and published 19 papers in the reputed journal. He has also enriched his experience through 35 years of teaching, 2 teachers training program, 3 supervisor training, and produced 6 research scholars. For his lifelong contribution towards the education, he was also awarded ISCA Young Scientist Award in the year 1989. I am privileged to welcome you, sir, to inaugurate the webinar of this year. A few words for our participants. Please, sir, have your forum.
Welcome you everybody to this precious webinar of Banki Autonomous College, Banki, my revered colleague and today's chief guest. Professor Dr. Khetra Mohan Mishra, the present principal of University Department of Education, and the head of the department of my college, Department of Education, Captain Sandhyarani Mahanti, and all other students, colleagues who have already joined in this webinar. Thank you all for your participation. I will give you one important idea that the new education policy for the country is definitely a new idea with some creative thoughts and creative ideas for the students, for the parents, as well as for the upcoming citizens of this nation. As we all know, the present students are the future citizens of the nation. The way they have been taught and the way they have understood the teaching and the way they have tried to implement all the taught materials is the resources with the student who will bear with him whenever he will enter into the social life as a citizen. That is why frequently the government of India have tried to change the education policy to make it more and more appropriate to the context, to the social changes and the changes in the world. After liberalization, globalization and privatization, it has been found that education have become gradually privatized, and it has been a high time for us to consider whether that privatization of education will be helpful in globalizing us. Is it the right idea of liberalization to develop the policy to make our education privatized? These are very pertinent questions before the educationists, before the educational activists, and before the teachers of the nation. In this context, I want to say you another new idea that have come to my mind. In which way the new education policy will be useful for our students, the future citizens. As we all know that the stages have been changed. Previously it was 10 plus 2 plus 3, but now it has been 12 plus 4 plus 2. So with these changes, the education policy is not changed. There are a lot of phenomenological changes inside the policy which we have to take care of as the teachers, as the educationists, as the educational consultants. As I know, in the triangle of education, the teacher is one point, but on the two other points, one is the parents and other is the student. So to make the student's life perspective, we have to go for integrative approach to make the total growth of the child, total growth of the student, so that he will be a careful, useful citizen for the nation. That is why my suggestion is, please try to understand the new education policy, in which way it will be helpful to make integrated the total policy for the development of students and for the development of the child in toto, which will make him a responsible citizen of the nation. Today, our resource person, who is very visionary as well as very dynamic in the era of education, in the faculty of education, I hope he will take care of describing my students, my colleagues, and some other colleagues from other colleges about the implication of new education policy in terms of our teaching, learning programs, in terms of applying the educational policy in the lifespan of the students. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring address. The intellectual attraction of today's webinar, Dr. Khetramohan Mishra, a name to be reckoned in the education firmament of this country. Born in Puri district, he joined his teaching profession after his post-graduation from SCAT Bhubaneswar. He expanded his academic achievement by acquiring PhD degree from Regional Institute and PhD degree from Kurukshetra University. After contributing a 30-long period to education sector, he occupied the greatly desired position. After retirement, he had shown dexterity in academic administration as principal, University Department of Teacher Education, Utpala University, Bangalore. As an acclaimed author, he has written several books on education and published articles in many journals. Being a legendary educationist researcher, he guided 56 MPhil students, 85 postgraduate students, 300 UG projects, and guided university projects. For his outstanding contribution in various fields, he has been achieved most prestigious UGC fellowship. Sir, we are fortunate to have you as our today's research person. We are all eagerly awaiting for your address. Now I request you to this forum. Please, sir.
Hello,
Yes, sir. We are audible.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to this session regarding the National Education Policy 2020. Welcome you to all. Principal, yes, sir. Bharati Autonomous College, HOD Education, Pradhat Madam, and Sandhya Madam of Home Science Department is very thankful because of organizing this webinar. Now, the students of education, PG and UG, those who are the asset of our department, this seminar is meant for them. So I welcome you all to this seminar by means of this online webinar. So today's topic is one of the very important one for national development. You know that education is one of the means of national development. Regarding this topic, let me tell you very simply that we have to discuss something very briefly about the what aspect, why aspect, and how aspect of this national education policy. Basically, about the what aspect is concerned, we have to know what a policy is, why it is national, and what are the background behind it. As the policy is named as national, it is because education is of national importance. Education is a national subject. Today, from our 42nd Amendment 1976, education is declared in the concurrent list. So in the concurrent list, both the state and center have the responsibility to develop education in its total scenario. But so far as preparation of policy is concerned, setting up education commissions are concerned, it is the duty of the central government to prepare the national policy regarding education on the basis of the demand of the country, the need of the century, need of the day. So, Article 4 gives that in 1986, one education policy was prepared. Before that, in 1968, another policy was also prepared. And in 1992, the 86 policy was revised. So it is also one of the political propaganda of BJP government to have a policy on education when they come to power. So accordingly, the MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Government of India has prepared the policy on the basis of the scenario of the country. Regarding the important changes in the view and so far as the background of the policy concerned, the chief of the ISRO was the chairman of the policy for preparing the draft policy of the session. Accordingly, Dr. A. Kasturi Rangan was the chairman in the committee, and it was the draft plan was prepared in 2019, and it was passed in the Indian Cabinet in 29th July 2020. And it is one of the first important policy for meeting the 21st century in the field of education. Accordingly, the main purpose, now we are coming to the why aspect of the policy, why this policy was prepared by the Government of India. Basically, in order to tackle the challenge of 21st century. In 21st century, we need such a citizen in the world, basically in India, to tackle the situation, tackle the technology, and handle each and every aspect. So accordingly, the policy was prepared. It was mainly for development of a creative potential of each individual. The individual, those who are studying in schools and colleges, in different technical, professional institutions, the policy is meant for them. And the most important aspect is to achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary school, and to produce engaged, productive, and contributing citizens for a national building of the 21st century. And accordingly, the policy was prepared. It has 4 important parts. The policy has basically 4 important parts. The first part is regarding school education. The second part is regarding higher education. The third one is regarding additional key or focus areas, the important focus areas of the policy. And part 4 is that means to how it will happen, how it will be possible, or what are the program of action. Although the policy is approved by the cabinet, but still now it is not in operation due to the lack of its program of action. As you know that the program of action of 1986 policy was declared. It was again codified in 1992. In the same direction, the program of action will come up very soon. It is under preparation stage, so that this 2020 policy will be in operation. Till now we have to wait. But how far the policy is concerned, it has 65 pages all total. The document of this policy is of 65 pages, having 4 parts: school education, higher education, important focus areas, and making it happen. Some of the important changes that is possible in school education. As you know, that school is the basic of the system of education. We have known practically in the society that we have a preschool, we have a primary school, we have a high school, and different types of schools are there in our country. So school education at in the grassroots level, it is emphasized by the policy and the previous structure of 10 plus 2 plus 3. Prepared in 1986 policy, it was changed into a new shape, new format. And the new format is 5 plus 3 plus 3 for 4. And so far as this division is concerned, 5 is for foundational stage, last 3 is for preparatory stage, another 3 is for middle stage, and the last 4 is the secondary school, so to say. And regarding the first 5, it has a Anganwadi center, or as you know, pre-primary education. This is known as our pre-primary education, and it is added with the primary education, grade 1 to 2. Grade 1 to 2 is added there. And preparatory class is meant for age group 8 to 11, grade 3 to 5. Middle is in between 11 to 14 years, grade 6 to 8. And the secondary is 14 to 18 age group students. It is of 2 stages, grade 9, 10 and 11, 12. Then coming to the field of higher education. In the field of higher education, there are many sections in the policy which is dealing about that. The first one is regarding quality universities and colleges. Quality universities and colleges are to be allowed in the country. A new and forward-looking vision for India's higher education system. The higher education system is one of the scenario where there is need of a quality education, because the product of the university, they are getting their status and producing some new outcomes. So there is a institutional restructuring and a consolidation. The higher education institutions, colleges and universities are restructuring day by day. And the system of education is liberalized. It is liberal system of education is most emphasized in the field of higher education. There is optimal learning environments and support for students. There is more student support in the field of education, in the field of higher education basically. The students of higher education are motivated, energized, engaged, and there is a appointment of such faculties who are very capable enough to tackle the modern technology, the modern system of new education and the 21st century. There is a National Research Foundation. National Research Foundation is to be established. Teacher education is giving more stress. The system of teacher education is more qualitative, more professional oriented, and there is also need of a professional education system. The professional education like the medical science, health education, and many fields of education are giving more status, more quality in the field of development. That is empowered governance and effective leadership for higher education institutions. The higher education institutions are getting more governance. They are having their own status, own autonomy in the field of academic area, administrative area and the financial area. There is more autonomy given to the universities for their development. Then there is a teacher recruitment and a career. So far as the teacher recruitment is concerned, there will be a common national professional standards for teachers all over the country. All over the country, there is a common national professional standards by which the teacher will be recruited. Only the qualitative persons having more importance in the field of communication, technologized persons, they are only given the chance to appoint in the field of education, in the field of teacher. Basically, it is a duty of NCERT, SCERT to choose that. So here, there is a continuous professional development. The development of the teachers in the teaching profession is more professional oriented. So many programs are checked out by in-service programs. When the teachers are appointed, then so many in-service programs like seminars, workshops, online classroom system, these are the need of the hour. That means these are to be handled by the new generation teachers. There is more stress on curricular activities, co-curricular activities, vocational and academic activities also. So there is a comprehensive, there will be coming a new curriculum framework 2020. As you know, previously there was a national curriculum framework. Here, in another curriculum framework, we will come very recently. Now it is under preparation stage, so that one can able to know about the recent development of curriculum to tackle the need of the 21st century. And coming to the changes in school education, basically, teachers to be prepared for assessment reforms by 2023. In 2023, the teachers will be assessed. Each and every teacher will be assessed by a system. There will be a system generation. Those teachers, those are very good, qualitative, can be promoted, can be given their increment and all sorts of facilities. So there will be teachers assessment policy in the field of teacher education, in the field of schools, those who are really teaching. Every child will come out of school in at least one skill. So the children, those are coming from the school, they are the asset of the society. The graduates, the products, they are the asset of the society. So in the new curriculum framework and the policy, it is anticipated that students, those are coming from this education system, they must acquire a particular skill so that they can have their livelihood in the present society by any type of work. There will be common standards of learning in public and private schools. Both private schools and public or government schools, they are having same type of standards, common standards. In this, students to learn coding from class 6. The students, those who are studying in the school from the class 6, they are handling how to utilize different course system, etc. Mother tongue to be the medium of instruction in the school stage, it is emphasized in the policy. The report card will be comprehensive based on report card. That means the students, those who are coming from the school or pass out of the school, they are giving their report card, and in the report card, both their skill, in which skill they are thorough or acquiring mastery, and what are their capabilities, capacity building. It is the need of the hour. So, in the report card or in your the certificates, that degree or that quality will be mentioned. In this new policy 2020, there are some most important changes take place. One is about 2 crore out of school children will be brought back into mainstream under this policy. A new and a National Education and Technology Forum is to be created by this policy. You know that before this policy is also created by MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development, and this MHRD is renamed. It is now known as Education Ministry by the importance of this policy. There is another stressed area that the GDP investment in education to increase from 1.6% to 6%. Previously, there was a less percentage of national expenditure in the field of education, and this policy emphasized that 6% of the GDP will be spent on the field of education. And in the field of higher education, the MPhil program will be discontinued from the field of higher education. There will be no importance of MPhil, and it will be discontinued from implementation of this policy. Then, so far as the basic principles of this policy is concerned, we are giving stress on what are the important principles of this policy. One thing, principle of holistic development. This policy is based on the holistic development of the country as a whole. Each and every fields of activities will be developed, not only education but also health, but also communication, space research, technology, information handling, science. In each and every field there will be development. So this policy puts stress on holistic development. And another is the principle of achieving foundational literacy and numeracy. Literacy and numeracy, these are the basic skills, and we have the concept of adult education, and illiteracy is a crime for the country. Illiterate people are denied different opportunities. So in order to evade that, the country needs the people, those are literate, those who are able to know what are the programs of the country, programs of the government, how to cast votes, how to give their signature, how to read a particular line, and how to operate the mathematics system, counting, addition, etc., etc. So there is a need of literacy and numeracy in this policy. This policy is based on the principle of flexibility. So far as the flexibility is concerned, the term, there is no rigidity at all. As the society is changing, the technology is changing, science is changing, so we need such a type of curriculum, we need such a type of technology, information, which are flexible in nature, so that it can be adaptive in nature. Then the principle of critical thinking and creativity. Principle of critical thinking and creativity. You know that thinking is man is a rational, due to his power of thinking, is creating many new things and can able to reach in the so far as the human civilization is concerned, man is passing from stone age to space age by means of his creativity. So creativity is one of the assets of of a human life, of a human quality, human trait. So, this education policy put emphasis on development of creativity, development of critical thinking. Then, another principle is the principle of ethical, human, and constitutional values. Day by day, as there is a moral degradation in our society, in comparison to the ancient society, the present society, the value eroded, the value of our country, the value of our society is diminishing day by day, eroded day by day. So there is a need of ethical education. There is a creation of such a education system which will prepare for ethical human being who can able to judge what is good, what is bad, what is moral, what is immoral, etc. Accordingly, they have to work themselves, and it is the education which is creating them awareness. So far as the constitutional values are concerned, that India is having a written constitution, we have a preamble, and what are written in the Indian Constitution, accordingly we have to go ahead. Coming to the field of teacher education, we know that teacher education area is going to be more modified today. That is ensure that the teachers are given the highest quality training in content, pedagogy, and practice by 2030. In our India, so many teacher training institutions are there who are not providing quality training to the teachers. So this policy felt that so many teacher education institutions will be vanished, and only such institutions, those who are providing high quality teaching, they are to be operated in the country. And teacher education system will be introduced in the multidisciplinary colleges and university. Only there will be 4 years integrated teacher training program, as in medical science, as in engineering, as a teaching is a profession. There will be more professional oriented teachers. So after passing from secondary education, one can opt for teaching profession, so that from the very beginning, there will, he or she will be interested to enter into the teaching profession. So there will be establishment of a 4-year integrated bachelor's degree program or B.Ed program or appointment of teachers in the coming future from 2030. Then some of the additional key focus areas, there are certain areas in which the part 4 of the policy emphasized on the additional key focus areas. And so far as these areas are concerned, the policy lays particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each individual. Just I have discussed creativity. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literacy and numeracy and higher order cognitive capacities, but the policy is also emphasizing on development of social, ethical, emotional capacities and dispositions among the individuals by means of the system of education. The part 3 of the policy emphasized some certain of important areas or key areas of focus. The policy is focusing on certain areas like professional education. In our country, so many professional centers are there, professional institutions are there, like your health, medical science, physical education, teacher education, and many others who are providing professional education for the country, and this policy is giving more stress on the professional education, quality professional education, so that one can able to face the 21st century to tackle different hurdles of the world. As in this COVID situation, we are facing such a situation that if you have talent, if you have knowledge, you can control the situation, otherwise not. There is more focus on adult education and lifelong learning. Lifelong learning area, it is also giving more stress nowadays that education is such a system which is never ending. Learning is never ending. So learning, we can gather knowledge. As knowledge is increasing day by day, there is a knowledge explosion in the society, in different parts of the world. Day by day, new knowledge, new information, new values are coming. So, by means of lifelong learning, one can handle the knowledge, communication skill, knowledge explosion day by day. That is the promotion of Indian languages, arts and culture. India is such a country. It is a multilingual country. It is a multicultural country. It is also based on the field of our own art, own culture, own system of education. Thus, we have to know different languages of the country. We have to know the skill of integrating different systems of the language in the country by taking integration. Integration means unity. Divided we stand, united we stand, divided we fall. As you know, that is one of the national integration. So national integration is the need of the hour. We have the idea of national integration and international understanding for the system of education, and by this one can able to integrate with other culture, other system, other language. So by means of language learning, by means of national integration, one can able to handle the 21st century by mastering over different languages and different cultures of the country. That is technology use and integration. Technology use and integration. You see that in 25th century scenario, there is a coming of a new technology day by day. Day by day, the technology is new. There are many crimes in the system of our technology also. Technology is increasing, crimes are also increasing. So, in order to handle that, we should know the use of this technology by means of integrating different activities. That is coming up online and digital education in this COVID situation. It is slightly different हो रहा है. इसको हम देख सकते हैं. यहाँ से भी प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. तो तमाम इसको यहाँ पे करते हैं सर. हेलो मैडम. एक्सक्यूज मी मैडम. हाँ, प्लीज. ये जो मैंने स्लाइड दिया है अपन को एटा गोटे अलग टाइप रे जाउची मो माने आ गोटे स्लाइड अपन को इतरे लिंक कर दउ छला अन 2 मिनिट अपन के खाली लाइन में तांत ये स्लाइड टा टिके हां
आपण को एको शेयर करो.
हां मो शेयर कर जे फोटो मो फोटो शेयर कर छु.
आगे
धन्यवाद सर। Is it visible, madam? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
Hello?
visible. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, जी। मैं ना कुछ ले गया। और कुछ माल लास्ट हाँ ये आउटलाइन बस। Hello? Is it visible? Now I am presenting before you the other key areas of focus that just now I told you something about professional education, adult education and lifelong learning. I also told you something about promotion of Indian languages, arts and culture, technology use and integration. And so far as this online and digital education is concerned, nowadays, you know, in this 21st century, due to the COVID situation, we are facing such a struggle by able to know through online system, through digital technology skill, we can handle the situation of education through online classroom, and it is the need of the other that without this skill, how can you, as a teacher, as a professional, how can we handle the situation? So this educational policy 2020 is addressing stress or more focus on the online system of education, digital system of education. It is ensuring equitable use of technology. The technology is to be equally shared. The learners of the 21st century are having such a skill of handling the online and digital education system. They can mastery, they can achieve proficiency in the field of handling this technology. And the system of the how aspect of this policy. Just I previously told you that this national policy on education is putting importance on 4 important parts of this policy. The another part is your making it happen, or the how aspect, how the policy will be implemented in our country. After knowing the what and the why aspect, now let us have a brief discussion about how the policy will be implemented. Although the program of action of implementation, as you know, in your country, so many national bodies are there, like NIUPA, National University of Educational Planning and Administration, is a particular body called as a NIUPA New Delhi, under the Minister of MHRD, who is empowered to make the policy. how it will be implemented. So that policy is not coming yet for implementation of different recommendations given by this policy. But some of the important areas, that is strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education, CABE. CABE is one of the central organization which is putting stress on the implementation of the policy, giving advice to the Ministry of MHRD how to implement the policy economically with less time, less money, less energy, and less labor. So far as this CABE is concerned, this policy is putting more stress on the CABE functioning or the preparation of your program of action. The second area is financing affordable and quality education for all. Definitely, we know it is a common sense that the energy is very essential for the running of the vehicle. As there is a petrol and diesel for running of the motorbike. Similarly, the system of education will go on. It will progress to finance. So, in order to make this policy operative, or functional, there is a need of more and more finance. So, Government of India is also thinking for allotting more and more finance by providing 6% to the affordable and quality education for all in the field of school education, in the field of higher education, in the field of professional education, technical education. They are getting high quality of education by means of the proper financing provision by the government. It is the duty of the government to provide finance. Then another area mentioned in the policy is about the implementation. How the policy will be implemented or came into force or into action, operated, experimented. So basically, we know that any policy's effectiveness depends on its implementation. There is a difference between theory and practice. In theoretically, we may say many things, but in the practical field, we are facing a lot of hurdles, a lot of difficulties. The situation will happen as in the case of a 1968 policy. In 1968 policy, there was a first type of new developments, new recommendations, but the policy was not implemented due to lack of a proper implementation programs. So, for that reason, this 2020 policy is giving some importance on the implementation strategy. Such implementation will require multiple initiatives and actions. That means from different angles, how the policy will be implemented. Government of India is thinking from different angles, different multiple sources of activities. So the actions are already in a planning how to implement it. The policy will be implemented, what will be the program of action, in what way it will be implemented. It is now under process. It is not still coming in a document till now. So it will have to be taken by multiple bodies in a synchronized and a systematic manner. Multiple bodies means in India we have different central bodies of education, like your NCERT, like your UGC, like your NCT, AICT, etc., etc. Many national educational bodies are there. All our all the bodies are giving some status or implementing this policy by giving their suggestions, by giving their new economical wage, etc. Government is planning for that. Another area is regarding implementation of this policy will be led by various bodies including MHRD, because you know that MHRD is at the central focus. The Minister of MHRD is the head, and this ministry is taking initiative or implementation of the policy. Accordingly, he has empowered power to the CABE, union and state governments, education related ministers of different states, state departments of education, boards, national testing agency, the regulatory bodies of school and higher education, NCRT, SCRT, schools and many others. Many other bodies are there. SCRT, you know that there are so many implementing bodies in the Ministry of Center under MHRD, like your CABE, Union and CABE, and I told you something about your central bodies. So many central bodies are there. Similarly, there are many state organizations are there which are also preparing for the educational system, because there is a sharing of responsibility. As education is under concurrent list, 1976, 42nd Amendment. So both center and states, they have their responsibility to develop education, to energize education. So Government of India in this policy has put stress on both central bodies and state bodies to look the education system. So in this way, the program is come to an end, and let me conclude by saying something about the policy. As you know that National Education Policy is prepared by the BJP government in order to fulfill the manifesto, the election manifesto. Still, the policy is under preparation of its program of action. Many things are left till now, like your 1986 policy and 92 policy. It will be implemented very soon. Time will come. We will see what will happen, and we have to wait till the time. But in this 21st century, I may say that this policy is enlighten us by means of new technology, new areas of development. It will make ourselves talented, our capability building, our resource, so that we can handle the new situation of 21st century. As it is the beginning of the 21st century, so many years are yet to face, and let the policy implement, and we may learn the activities through the system of schooling, through schools, through colleges, through teacher education institutions, through professional institutions, etc. and etc. Thank you all. Madam,
Yes,
now
sir.
it is an end.
Sir, we'll start our interactive session. So thank you, sir, for your insightful address. And now I request all the participants to unmute themselves and put some questions to, or they can share their ideas about the National Education Policy 2020 in the context of
It is to make our country poor and poor one because of their policy. But it is a modern India. We are living in the 21st century. We want to go ahead. We want to be the super power in the world by means of our talent. And you have to acquire that talent by this policy. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then
Sir, what is Mudaliar Commission?
What is your?
What is Mudaliar Commission? 1952-53.
The Lero Commission was meant for secondary education. It was for preparing a report for the development of secondary education in the country. And accordingly, that commission was set up. Dr. Lakshman Swami Mudaliar was the chairman. And the commission has put stress on the development of secondary education in the country by recommending many ideas. And when the national policies are prepared, this national policy are based on certain recommendations of the previous education commissions in the country, like your Kodari Commission, Mudaliar Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission, all of them, because they have certain good ideas like the school complex idea was given by the Kodari Commission, and school complex is one of the noble idea for economization of education system with less money, how to handle the system of education. This policy is also getting that idea from that commission. So, whatever it may be secondary education commission, national commission, or university commission, they have certain golden recommendations which are still operated by this policy. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And
Good evening. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, what are the suggestions for new education policy?
Smita Rao, what is your question?
What are the suggestions for new education policy?
What are the suggestions?
Yes.
Suggestion means the education policy is giving some recommendations. In this recommendation, the country will progress. The education system will be prepared. Okay, the system of education in our country will be run in this direction. These are some of the suggestions by the policy. And when it will be implemented, it is time taking, and the suggestions will be carried out by the government. So proper program of action, and the program of action is still under preparation, not implemented till now. Okay? Thank you. Anybody? Sanna Prabha?
So let us close the interactive session. Now I request Mrs. Jyotirmoyee Pani to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. I admit a great honor and privilege to propose. I thank our special research person, Dr. Ketramohan for using essential deliberation. I would like to thank our beloved principal, Madam Sanjay, and dear participating students for making this webinar as a grand success. Thanks to all of you. Thank you.